Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the Salem's Coven members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you haven't already connected with me over on Patreon, it's completely free to join and you'll still get some perks. I'll occasionally drop a YouTube video there early, or I'll make a previously only accessible for the Salem's Coven members, accessible for everyone. If a video is ever blocked on YouTube after I post it, it will be available for free on Patreon, plus it's ad free. However, if you are interested, you can join the Salem's Coven members and get early access to all of my content, extended versions, exclusive live streams, music videos, requested live performances, interviews, things that I either can't put on YouTube or I have to blur for YouTube, more weighing on what I do next, things like that. All of the information will be in the description below. Okay, so today we're doing, does he go by JID or is it JID? I probably should have asked that question before I started this, but here we are. So we've kind of been doing this introduction to new artist series, I guess you would say, where everyone over on Patreon, regardless if they were a part of Salem's Coven or not, went and filled out a Google form and chose who they would like me to prioritize. Right now, how I'm doing things is we're kind of going on an artist journey through their albums. We have a selected artist. Previously, that was Kendrick. Then it switched to Tyler, the Creator. But in the meantime, in between albums, we're doing this intro series, get a little bit of a teaser, if you will, of an artist before we're able to actually get into the discography down the road. One of the top artists that was picked was JID or Jed. I don't know which way to say it. So, but we've got 3 songs today. I'll check if there's a video. If there is, we'll do the video, but I like to listen to the song first, see the lyrics, get to read along, and then do a visual. But for this first song, I was told to listen to the visualizer video because the audio has a sample that the streaming version doesn't have. So we will be doing that. The song is 2007. So that's where we're gonna start. Oh my gosh, it is a 7-minute and 26-second song. All right, and there's no subtitles. I think I'm gonna do a side-by-side, that way I can have the lyrics up. I am ready now.
Our offense is awesome, our defense dominates. We got that winning combination to regulate. Offense is awesome.
Yeah, 2000.
I can tell you what I was not expecting was like a cheer intro. Having flashbacks. That was so cool. What an interesting way to start a song.
Our offense is awesome, our defense dominates. We got that winning combination to regulate. Offense is awesome.
Yeah, 2007, cold drop to come up. I was in high school playing corner. I never dreamt of mumbling words in front of hundreds. Studying plays all summer. I'll hit the league if my growth spurt coming on my mama. 2009, bro dropped the warm up. I was in warm ups playing Wheezy and you Kimmy, little dragon flame breathing the weed. Patrick had the studio dorm room next to me. I freestyled over his beats. My nigga Keys transferred in from Tennessee. He's a receiver. I play DB like a keeps.
Okay, so that's what we were talking about, plays all summer. I'm not gonna lie, for a split second, my brain went to plays as in theater plays. So there's that, but we were talking about football. Got it. Okay, yeah. I probably should have, maybe I should have considered that as an option, but in my head, that wasn't where my head went. This is on the Dreamville channel. So I'm assuming that means that that's who he signed to, which makes sense why he's talking about Cole. But it sounds like he hadn't planned to do rap, is from what it sounds like. It sounds like he was focused on trying to get drafted. That's really interesting. He's a receiver. I was playing DB. So I was playing defensive back. Okay, keep going. Oh my God, why didn't I put 2 and 2? Cheer. I got the clue that plays would have been football, and I still didn't go there. Okay.
Chain to lead, Talib Kweli. I could be lyrically, but I put on cleats. Scribble lines going through my mind like a paper piece. While in cover 3, playing nickel, doing safety reads. Watch the flats. I can rap, but I'd rather tackle and pedal back. Get a pick when my growth spurt hit. I'ma be captain and I.
so many football references, and I'm shocked that I actually now that I'm in the mindset, I'm seeing more. Got it.
Piece. While in cover 3, playing nickel, doing safety reads. Watch the flats. I can rap, but I'd rather tackle and pedal back. Get a pick when my growth spurt hit. I'ma be captain, and I was around 2010, no cap. I got freshman player of the year and figured I was on track. This nigga Pat been in my ear talking about rhyming on tracks. So after practice, we recorded, then we got it on wax. And on campus, I heard about a couple rappers from Atlanta. Said them niggas be snapping, maybe we could make something happen and shit. I wasn't serious enough to even be curious, and we lose like every game, so every day I be furious. So the spirit of a nigga had changed to the point I had to reframe and focus my skills for other things. I took the steering wheel, I'm steering in other lanes, but my fuel on low and my oil need to be changed. Amongst all the other shit that's going in my brain, my brother got out of jail, I only know him by name. He did a nickel and a dime, in time probably be staying with my mama and dad, probably get mad acting lame sometimes.
So the next line is 2011. I think we're just like going through his story, which is, y'all picked a really good song to start with, because this kind of lays it out with the song without having to like tell me anything. I love that y'all chose this. That's awesome. Okay, I really like that. There's something about his tone, like, I don't know, it has like a little bit of an accent, and I like it. I wasn't serious enough to even be curious. And we lose like every game, so every day I'd be furious. So the spirit of had changed to the point where I had to reframe and focus my skills on other things. I've seen that, I've experienced that with friends enough that it's like, when you know you have this talent and this drive and this desire to get drafted, and knowing that you're on a team that maybe doesn't have the same goals as you, or it's not that serious to them, or just bad season, you know, whatever the reality may be, but just feeling like when that's your dream of your future, that's such a heavy thing to be, you know, navigating. And when it's not going well, it's hard to feel like you're gonna be able to shine and break through, and feeling so furious, having all these feelings, but not having a good outlet, because you don't want to put that on your team and mess with the team dynamics. But at the same time, you can't help the way you feel. So instead of messing with team dynamics, it's like, I'm gonna use my frustration and emotions right now, channel it into something else. I really like that. Also, amongst other things that was going on in his brain, his brother gets out of jail. It makes it sound like he's older maybe, and he did a nickel and a dime in time, so 15 years. He's probably staying with my mama. So it sounds like he's quite a bit younger maybe, and so he doesn't really know his brother because he hasn't been around him, is the vibe I'm getting. A coven leader needed to go out. I am a glorified door person for cats. I was about to say, does that make me... No, I am still a person. I was about to say, does that change the name? I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. Anyways.
Look, the sideline story came out September 2011. Eve said around that time,
we was hunting for a record under lots of pressure. Just combine the leverage with a better effort. You can find a sound and get us out the underground forever.
Maybe you can bless a little brown effervescent kid, youngest of 7 from the 6-8 section, section 80 drop. Yeah, we used to play that shit to death, and if I recollect correct, you tried to sign up for yourself. All the while I was round my out of town college wilding out.
I have chills. I love... Wait, that was such a cool production element. Okay, so that's someone else's voice who came in. I don't know who that was. Oh, it's Ibs. What did he say? Said around that time. I don't know. Who is that? Well, he said looking for that record. Wait, what did he say? We was hunting for a record under lots of pressure to get out of the underground forever. So maybe it's someone associated with Dreamville? Oh, so it was founded by J. Cole, which I knew, and his manager. Okay, we're context cluing our way through this. I love that they added his voice. Like, that really adds to the storytelling, narrating of it, of having him come in, explaining it from his point of view. That's really cool. I like that we got that switch. And then it comes back into JID. I like that. Also, I love the word effervescent, And that is a word that just got recently used on Taylor's new album. She used it during the podcast as like an Easter egg moment, and it ended up being in the lyrics on the new album. I don't know what it is, but it's just a word I like. You could find a sound to get us the underground forever. Maybe you can bless a little brown effervescent kid. I love effervescent. Youngest of 7 from the 6, 8 sections. Okay, wait, where's this? Is the 6? Oh, wait. I know they call that. Isn't there 2? Don't they also call Atlanta? No. Wait, I know they call that for Toronto, but isn't it for something else? Yeah, I think it is about like an area of Atlanta. I'm slowly getting there. Where am I in my lyrics? Oh, I love that though, with the 8 sections and then section 80, and then it had that come in as a production moment. I'm obsessed with that. We used to play that to death. Okay, we're going back a little bit. I want to hear that again.
Under lots of pressure, just combine the leverage with a better effort. You can find a sound and get us out the underground forever.
Maybe you can bless a little brown effervescent kid, youngest of 7 from the 6, 8 section, section 80 drop. Yeah, we used to play that shit to death, and if I recollect correct, you tried to sign up for yourself. All the while I was round my out of town college wildin' out. Restaurants, destined dining, dashing, call it dining out. Fucking bitches, supposed to be in class, but I was hiding out. My friends take a little shot, smoke a lot of cannabis. Coolest nigga on the campus. Nah, niggas.
I love the way he said cannabis.
I was hiding out, my friends take a little shot, smoke a lot of cannabis. Coolest nigga on the campus. Now niggas skipping practices and acting like a rock star. Going from in the dorm to in the car, leaving the football field. But fuck that, we still sorry. And the problem from the home front. On my home screen calling me, I don't wanna answer. My brother Carl hit me, said my granny had cancer. I'm supposed to graduate and make my way back to Atlanta. No job, no money or nothing from balling. Because between that and school, that was really all. And maybe here's the back that broke the camel with the straw. I wasn't on camera with them amateurs that they saw, but they said they still caught me and my dog stealing boxes like Craig on his day off. Called us in the office day before we post a walker. Called a squad car, a couple officers. I knew bro was finna tell, he was looking nauseous. Now I'm sitting in the cell, nickel double crossed us. Crossed me off the list for scholarship because I lost it. No more football, my red shirt, senior season exhausted. So I'm off it and I'm right back in Atlanta with a half a gram of weed and a gold Pontiac that my granny had bought for me. I was sleeping in the back, my dad kicked me in the streets. When he saw my neck tatted, then I told him I was rapping for school, no going back. He said, if I cannot follow his rules, just go and pack. Told you he be acting lame sometimes.
The storytelling. I'm learning so much about him in this first song ever. Fantastic choice, guys. Also, incredible that he has this song to be able to be such a great introduction. I wonder if this is from, I should have looked was this from his first album? I don't even know how many albums he has. Oh, okay, so this is actually from his 3rd album. So he has The Never Story, Caprio 2, and then The Forever Story. So this is from his latest album, because it looks like it's supposed to be in 2025, but it doesn't look like it's dropped. Or has it? Oh, wait, it did. August 9th, maybe? August 11th? Okay, so he's got 4 albums now. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to check that. Okay, so he starts doing the rap thing, and then it's kind of messing with the football. And then the other stuff going on with football, what was going on with our season, it seems like. And then that gets compounded with the stuff he's got going on at home. Ooh, and then he gets caught up in that. The way he did the words through the no more football, my red shirt senior season, exhausted, so I'm off it. If I cannot follow his rules, just go and pack. Told you he'd be acting lame sometimes, which went to that first one, and dad probably get mad acting lame sometimes. So it's like it was happening, he expected it to happen with his brother, and then it ends up happening with him. But the way he explained, he said so much in such little lines. His ability to tell the story in such a small amount of lines, we're getting so much information because he paints the picture so well. I wasn't on camera with them amateurs that they saw, but they said they still caught me and my dog stealing boxes like Craig on his day off. Call us in the office day before we post a walk. Ooh. Called a squad car. And the way he said that, I know bro was fitting to tell he looked nauseous. Now I'm sitting in a cell, double-crossed us. Crossed me off the list for a scholarship because I lost it. No more football. Ooh.
This my son. He came from these nuts. This Negro come back from school all
Is that really his dad? I love that because it does remind me, like, it's got that kind of Section 80 energy where he had the actual voices, you know, like his dad. And okay, go back. Sorry, I was caught off guard.
For school, no going back, he said. If I cannot follow his rules, just going back. Told you he be acting lame sometimes.
This my son. He came from these nuts. This Negro come back from school all tatted up like the Sistine Chapel, talking about he ain't playing football no more because he know he ain't going pro. He left on a full scholarship to go to school and get a degree because we taught education was the #1 thing. Anyway, he came back determined to do what he was determined to do, and I know because he is who he is, we taught him, hey, whatever you do, put your full self into it, so he did that. Anyway, he's back home, I ain't with that, so I'm saying, hey, you got to go to work, and he's saying, hey, this is my job, what I'm about to do, so I'm like, hey, man, sometimes you got to work to do what you really want to do. We went through this whole brain wrestle, but anyway, he won. He decided that, hey, Dad, I'm putting this thing up.
I love it. I love the like back stuff, like the back vocal where it's like every one of you from your oldest brother anyway. And then the do your best, be 100, give 100. I really like that. I love that one. I understand why you called me lame because that's so cool to have his dad in it. And he has such a big, like, I mean, this, I thought maybe it was just gonna be a line or two, but it's like the whole thing. Also, can I just say, all tatted up like the Sistine Chapel? I love that line.
Doing this is my job, and he committed to it, and hey, the rest is history. I'm looking at him, I believe in him, I know what was in him. All him and his brothers and sisters, they all got the same mindset. Do your best, give 100%, or don't do it at all. So I know whatever he put his all into, it was gonna be golden. Anyway.
Look, March 10th, 2017, the Never story dropped, and I'm coming off of...
I love that we just looked up the albums because now I know that that's his first album. Oh, I love that because it started out with, you know, this whole time he's been giving us the timeline and the dates with other people's albums, and now we're getting his. Wait, I love that.
Look, March 10th, 2017, the Never story dropped, and I'm coming off a tour with... That was 3 years after opening up for Ab Soul, but it's Earth Gang set. I only came to do a song. Doe Burger used to say, hey bro, this little nigga cold. Keep on doing what you doing, you gon' make it, you gon' blow. I ain't know that said that went ahead and played my shit for Cole, but I knew he knew the gang, and he pulled up to a show, and then that's where we first met, but I ain't think of it no more. Till said Brown said that I should open up for Omen on my own shit if I want it. Only 4 cities, maybe we get Rob Gibbs on the phone in. I got to hone in the game, grown men uncomfortable in their own skin, but all I wanted was a chance. It feel like I'm in the mannequin challenge. Still stands, but I'm still standing. Till my nigga lent a hand and I'm no longer stranded, looking for strength in the streets of East Atlanta. Mama said don't take advice, they gon' try and take advantage. I was about to sign with Coach K, I ain't take the advance. Cole say hold on, wait bro, I got the plan, so come on. Damn little nigga, come on. Shit, let's roll.
Wait, I love that. Okay, so I'm not familiar with some of those people. Obviously, we get an Ab Soul, 3 years opening for Ab Soul. We know how I feel about Soul. I love Soul. But it's Earth Gang's set, which I assume is someone like another group maybe or duo or something like that. I am not familiar with. So I don't know all the like necessarily the players that we're talking about here other than Cole, but still, it's like the people who helped him, you know, and like he was opening for this, then it said he could open for these 4 cities. Maybe we could get Rob Gibbs on the phone. I loved but all I wanted was a chance. It felt like I'm in the mannequin challenge. Still stance, but I'm still standing. Lend a hand and I'm no longer stranded. Looking for the strengths in the streets of East Atlanta. I love that. I love his mom's advice too. So I like that he's got his family kind of woven through this too. You know, they're going to try to take advantage. Like, I was about to sign with Coach K. I didn't take the advance. Cole said, hold on, wait, bro, I got a plan. Wait, I love that.
Yo, that's crazy.
And so now he's gonna have wait, I love how this story is being told.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, JID, I remember you came to the crib. Remember this after we had met, and I told you and Earth Gang to pull up to the crib in Carolina. It's the studio house. I wasn't on no shit like, yo, I'm trying to do some Dreamville shit with y'all now. There wasn't no talk or no deal. I didn't even know if I wanted to sign niggas. I just knew y'all was dope. I fuck with you. Just pull up. Let's see what the vibe is like. Let's work. In my mind, if something happened, it happened. If not, then cool. Niggas just got a chance to link and kick it. But while we was there, the thing that I noticed off rip, I said, oh, this nigga want it. This nigga really want it. That look in your eye, nigga, I know that look. I know that look too well. But a lot of niggas want it. The thing I notice about you, my nigga, off rip, this nigga don't just want it. He willing to do the work that it takes to get it. And that's the difference. That's the separator. That's the difference between the niggas that never get what they want and the niggas whose names ring out forever. Forever.
Wait, that was such a cool introduction. I have some background. I have some information here. And that's super helpful. Wow, I love that. And I love that he had like the other people involved here and, you know, the manager and then his dad and then J. Cole there and explaining not only how his story unfolded with rap and then all the way through to him actually signing and how that came to be. I love that. And you know, I always love like getting to see people like accomplish the things that they want to do. That was just an overall awesome intro. Could not ask for a better one. The next one is it sistanem? But it's spelled S-I-S. Is that like sis, like sister? Maybe? Oh, and it is on the same album, The Forever Story. And it's another long one. It's 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
Told me never let this get a hold of me. You hate to see me hurt, you wanna hurt someone for me. Way too down to earth, don't do no dirt for me, please. I don't need nobody else taking a deal or replete. God knowing what I'm doing, he gon' deal with me. Niggas ain't cut like that, chill kill for me. And I don't care if we don't speak for like a million weeks. You right there when I need you, but I know these ain't your kind of people. I finally bought a home to raise my family. I'm done with all the hoes and their anatomies. I tried to call your phone again, you said it wasn't on it. By the time you got my letter, I was long gone. Back on the road, gone with the wind blows, packing the shows, hoes and the nymphos, platinum and gold. You know how this shit go when family's gone. You don't know what you here for.
Just remember who I am. Mommies, daughters, models, callers, ballers, fathers, all have fallen. Mommies, daughters, models, callers, ballers, fathers, all have fallen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like her advice, maybe like you told me to never let this get a hold of me. So maybe like older sister, you hate to see me hurt. You want to hurt someone for me. So like if someone messes with me, like you want to get involved, but I don't want you to get into trouble because I don't need anybody else taking a deal or a plea. God knows what I'm doing. He gonna deal with me. So it's like, it's my burdens to bear, not yours. But you'd kill for me. Even if we haven't talked, like, I know at the end of the day, like, you would show up and you would, you know, you would literally kill for me. But he's like out on tour. I finally bought a home to raise my family.
You said I shouldn't worry about the fame. You seem to be concerned of what you heard about the game. Cause soon as niggas get a little change, niggas change. And playing with the Lord's name, saying it in vain. You heard the song and said I did the same thing. You seeing something different in my eyes, and she emphasized. And I ain't get it at the time, I couldn't listen, had to call her back. Line packed, sold out tickets, I'm on the wrong track. Roll back, fuck it, I'm hitting it on the road. I'ma bulldoze the globe for the dough. She know she happy that we doing better than before. As long as I'm selling shows, you ain't selling for your soul. I felt like she was yelling like Azalea in the megaphone. Said I'ma hit you in the morning, keep your message on. I did my set then, sat alone for a second by myself. Ask questions, choices, destination, courses, highway routes, Royces, rolling voices. Going on and on and on is noisy. I'm not the only one affected by the poison in the mind, in the lifestyle, the shine from the iced out diamonds that combine with misogynistic mindsets. Dialect from slave diatribe, they try and dissect or redigest. I tossed that mindset overboard like an object. I'm trying to find a letter to the Lord from the projects. Cause when I was a boy, I didn't know that we was poor. And now I'm on tour, I got the moment to explore and show my niggas something we ain't never seen before. Open doors, so you know I'm going back on the road. Gone with the wind blows, packing the shows, hoes and the nymphos, platinum and gold. You know how this shit go when family's gone. You don't know what you here for.
So it's like she was concerned about, you know, the things that we've explored a lot, you know, especially through like Kendrick's journey about, you know, what it's like to be in the environment and how tempting it can all be and how that can affect and change you and you can lose your roots and not feel grounded. And so it sounds like his sister was concerned and pointed these things out, and it sounds like he thought he was good, but then it sounds like he's starting to reflect a little bit and realizing that maybe he's not as good as he thought he was, like in regards to handling the temptations, and he's starting to see it for more what it is. I loved I'm not the only one affected by the poison in the mind. That's such a good line. In the lifestyle, the shine from the iced out diamonds, that combined with the misogynistic mindsets. Ooh, that is so good. And then the dialect from a slave diatribe, they trying to dissect to redigest. I tossed that mindset overboard like an object. So it's like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to find a letter to the Lord from the projects. Ooh. Trying to show something that, you know, we've never seen before. Open doors. Like, so I'm gonna keep trying to do this because I'm gonna try to do it like differently, is kind of how I'm taking that.
Just remember who I am.
It's so pretty. I love that. Like how it kind of like goes side to side in your ears.
Just remember who I
Love that.
Feel my face, try to free my mind, but I can't find a way. Why do I get so damn high that I can't feel my face? Try to free my mind, but I can't find a way.
I never gave that much a fuck about this shit to let it challenge my integrity. But you questioning me got me thinking you thinking less of me. The lesson in this shit is we should talk face to face, fuck the messaging. Meet me in the flesh and you can see I'm still Lil Destin. Lil Brubby, Lil BB, bald head, there's a baby in the Huggies. Stunned like my dad, I'm a druggie. Money in my hands, but it's bloody. Try to understand if you love me, ayy. Make plans, we can roll like the old days. FaceTime call came with the stone cold face. We don't talk often, when we do, it's an are you okay? Somebody fucking with you, I'm on the way. It's on the waist, I can tell the way you look, that ain't the case. Figured you was mad at me when you said you need a break from the family. And you not participating in no pagan holiday gatherings. And ever since I start rapping, I ain't never in Atlanta too long. And I hate having to only see the family when something bad happen, like with Granny passed. I ain't wanna answer answer the phone. Writing in my pad, hope I don't remember this wrong. Last time I seen you, we was sending her home. October, November, December was gone. But on the 25th, we gotta be there for more. I'm talking to you now, but can I see you tomorrow? I could be on the way soon as I finish this song, so you can see I'm still true in everything that I've been doing. And I don't fuck with the devil, but I know he pursuing. And I know that Jesus died 33 like you, and he probably did the same shit that we like doing. I know you got to feel the animosity brewing. It's getting bad and I'm sad our relationship ruined over some trash, but it's past that. Send me all the money that I gave you over Cash App back, since you acting as if you...
We're sorry. You have reached a number that is...
Right,
I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have chills. Okay. Why do I get so damn high I can't feel my face? Try to free my mind, but I can't find a way. So it's like using substances to kind of like get out of one's head and to feel free of what's ever plaguing someone. But then he says, look, I never gave that much of a fuck about this shit to let it challenge my integrity. So it's like he didn't, so I guess I'm taking that more as he felt like in comparison to what he could be doing, what he was doing wasn't really that bad. But from the perspective of his sister, he seems so different and seems like he is going down this path. He's struggling with, is she right? But I'm also like, I could be way worse. Is that how I should take that? Because that's kind of how I'm taking it. But then at the same time, you get this defensiveness because you're like, well, wait, questioning me makes me think you feel less of me. So like, are you talking down to me kind of thing? And then that gets your defenses up. It gets your hackles raised, you know? The lesson in this shit is that like, instead of doing the messages thing, like we need to talk in person. Like we need to have like a sit down conversation because I don't think that I'm what you think I am. So like see me in person, right? Because it's like, meet me in the flesh. Like, you'll still see that I'm still your little brother, is kind of how that makes me feel. But then he says, stunting like my daddy, I'm a druggie. Money in my hands, but it's bloody. Try to understand if you love me. And it almost kind of feels like the best example I can use is, I've talked about that a lot when going through the Kendrick journey. When is the right time to lean in because it can get you through things, but not so much that you lose yourself or you lose your roots. And the same thing, vice versa. When you're leaning into the things that are around you, just so you can get out, you know, of the environment you're in, things like that. It kind of gives that energy, but what's unclear is where is that line? And it sounds like parts of him feels like maybe he does feel like he has leaned more into it. You know, it's like he's recognizing the parts of himself that maybe aren't in alignment with where his sister, you know, maybe is right. But then he's also like looking at his environment and being like, you don't understand what it is to like be in this, is kind of the vibe it gives me. FaceTime call came with stone cold face. And so it's like anytime we talk, you're like, are you okay? And it makes me feel like, why are we always talking like this? When you said you needed a break, figured you were mad at me. But it's like, but he still knows that she loves him because that's why he's like, you know, somebody's fucking with you. I'm on the way. We both know that we would show up for each other if either one of us needed each other, like we really needed each other. But right now, we're just like not on the same page. But if something were to happen, it's not like our relationship's gone. Maybe. I love the way he explained that not participating in no pagan holiday gatherings. Halloween, you know, he's not in Atlanta too long. That, like, I hate having to only see the family when something bad happens, like when Granny passed. The last time he saw her was at her funeral, it sounds like. But then the way it goes on, so you can see I'm still true in everything that I've been doing, and I don't fuck with the devil, but I know he's pursuing. It's like, I'm not this. Like, I know the devil's chasing me, but like, I'm not. But again, you can't tell he flip-flops. So it's like, is he the unreliable narrator? Is there validity in her points? Is there validity in his points? And I think it's ambiguous because it's like neither one is fully right or fully wrong, is what it sounds like. That Jesus died at 33 like Ewing. He probably did the same shit that we like doing. I now got feeling the animosity brewing. It's getting bad and I'm sad a relationship ruined over some trash, but it's the past. But then he goes back and says, send me all the money. Ooh. Dang. The storytelling he does, though, is great. But ouch. We still have, I think it's just like an instrumental outro, maybe. Oh, I loved the strings. Oh, that was really pretty. I really like the storytelling. Oh, also, now that I'm looking at the track list, I listened to the first song on the Dreamville YouTube channel. So this one I actually was on like an actual album on streaming. And so now I'm actually getting to see that 2007 is actually the last track of the album. And this one looks like it's a midway point. So I almost wonder if, given the context of the first one, maybe it's like exploring, because that kind of talked about different points of his life too. Interesting. That's cool. Okay, we have one more song, which is Community. Oh, and it's featuring clips. Oh, and this is the newest album. So this is from 2025. Well, duh, because Clips only just got back to get duh. I should have known that. Wait, I'm so excited. Okay, it looks like this has a music video as well. So we will watch that afterwards. Let's listen to the song first so I can see the lyrics.
The rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand. Shit, the sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand. The wind tried whispering the warning. The land shaking plus the rhythm is enormous. All the forces like a portal to a vortex, connected to the stars, just projecting where we part at. Pull up where you park at. Aim a little dark, look, where your bark at. It'd be a shame if you stayed in them apartments. 12 barely came to them apartments. Catch a play and then parlay in them apartments. I swear it's like a party every day in them apartments. You was raised in them apartments, dang. Jump a shot or join a gang in them apartments. My mama say we gotta get away from them apartments. It's graves in them apartments, and they ain't gotta end this way, cause we ain't started shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. So the rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand. The sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand. So does that mean like almost like nature's warnings weren't enough? It's like you can't understand the pain until you've experienced it. Maybe? The rain tried whispering the warning, the land shaking, plus the rhythm is enormous. So it's like all these things, natural warnings, but until you actually experienced it, you just can't really understand it. All the forces like a portal to the vortex. And I love how we're talking about sun, vortex, stars. Interesting. I like that. All the forces out there, all the external things, maybe that's like the system or like the environments that you're in are like a portal to a vortex, which is like, I'm thinking vortex like black hole, and then connecting to the stars, just projecting where we part at. So is that like almost like all the forces, it's like a portal to the vortex, or it would be connecting to stars. That's where things get separated? Maybe? Or, well, hold on. All the forces like a portal to the vortex connected to the stars. Just projecting where we part at. And then that's when it starts talking about the like pull up where you park at. Then it starts talking about, I'm assuming where maybe he grew up. 12 barely even came to them apartments where he was when he was young. So maybe, because it's making it sound like inevitability, all the external forces essentially were like a portal to this. So maybe stars is more about when something's like written in the stars, it's like destined to be or like fated. So maybe it's more like that. And then it's talking about the environment that they're in, where I swear there's a party every day in them apartments. You know, just jump a shot, join a gang in them apartments. Mom saying, you got to get away from this. You know, it's graves. I'm worried about your safety. I'm worried about, you know, being in this area that like you could get hurt. And I ain't got to end this way because we ain't start shit. So it's like, it doesn't have to end like this because we weren't involved. But even if you weren't involved, it's just the way the system's set up or the way the environment is around. Maybe? Which I feel like would make sense with the community being the name of the song.
Because we ain't started shit.
I don't give a fuck about no industry beef. Ain't nobody give a fuck when Tay was dead in the street. I don't do the shit you see on the screens. I've been tapped in with true things. I peep your rap cap and I unscrew things. I don't give a fuck about them niggas at the top. The biggest nigga on the block still get shot. Pop, you thinking pop? I'm thinking, can't talk about that shit from.
You gotta chill
You
out.
seen Fox? Lisan Al Gaib, I see a tiny line of silver. A way to make a play, although they say it's unfamiliar. It's off the kilter. I say the words without a filter. You gotta have nerve, it'll make you strong if it don't kill you. I'll put a bullet in Bob the fucking builder before they try and kick us out the building. What about the children? When I check a news channel, I get a similar feeling, but still, we gon' make it to heaven, high water or hell, but don't take the highways. 285 behind the damn wheel, it's like a driveway. Giving out like a give Christ, and I do it twice. Shot Gilchrist, heard thunder hit with lightning, and still I didn't feel shit. Talk about resilience, off of Stone Mount, Lithonia, where I honed into my brilliance. It was after then I took my talents right up to Virginia. Heard they said this shit was love, or shit was good, or shit was gritty. I could tell you what it was, but let bro tell you what I'm missing. Pay attention.
Oh, okay. So there's obviously there's some references in there that I just don't get, but I do the like I don't give a fuck about no industry beef. Ain't nobody give a fuck when Tay was dead in the street. So it's like that reminds me a lot of what song is that? Is that on Section 80 or is it in Good Kid, Mad City? I mean, Kendrick said that before, but basically like people are dying. Thinking of a couple different songs. I think one of them is Spiteful Chant. That's like the politic or be fake or something. You know what I'm talking about? But there's two other ones I'm thinking of. I hate when I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyways, I'm sure I'll think of it in editing. But the point is that it reminds me of that energy of there's bigger things going on and nobody gave, it's like you care about the celebrity things that might be, publicity stunts or things like that. You care about the drama, but not the things that are in real life that are actually harming and like killing people in the system that's set up to perpetuate those things, puts people in these circumstances and keeps people down. I don't do the shit you see on the screens. I've been tapped in with true things. I peep your wrap cap and I unscrew things. Interesting. Even if you are at the top, it doesn't mean that you're protected or safe from the realities of things. It is interesting. He says Pog. I'm thinking, interesting that it cuts out there. Can't talk about that shit from, and then it cuts out again. I wonder what that's alluding to. And then gotta chill out. You seen Fox? A way to make a play, although they say it's unfamiliar, it's off kilter. I say the words without a filter. You gotta have nerve. It'll make you strong if it don't kill you. What about the children? What about the children? I say that every day. When I check a news channel, I get a similar feeling. Also, the Gonna Make It Heaven, High Hell or Water, doesn't Clips have like a heaven hell type album? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. But regardless, just the play on come hell or high water, but it's we gonna make it to heaven, high water or hell. I like that. But don't take highway, so not the highway to hell. Interesting. And I do it twice. I like that we got the thunder hit lightning and that goes back to the beginning too. But this one, I really liked it was after I took my talents right up to Virginia. Heard they said the shit for lovers. Love that with the like Virginia's for lovers. Heard that shit was for lovers. Shit was gutter. So like it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was gonna be all love and it ends up being maybe the same or even worse.
In my hood, I identified, then I brought white to my hood. Shit, I gentrified.
That's Pusha, isn't it? Right? Hold on.
What's missing in my hood, I identified, then I brought white to my hood. Shit, I gentrified. Ooh. We had military arms, we would simplify. Point blank, let me simplify. I've been light post, corner boy, green box sitter, crack nigga. Trying to hustle up and act bigger. 6 deuce buyer, niggas really live the wire. From lookouts, then we meteor to suppliers.
Again, we're bringing back the celestial. So we have weather and then we have like the celestial that's woven through, and then it comes up again here. I loved that. I loved the where was that line? Sorry to stop in the middle of a verse, but since I'm already stopped. Brought white to my hood, shit I gentrified. That's a really good line. I like that. We really live the wire. From the lookouts, then we meteor to suppliers.
In, one way in, one way out. Robocops on mountain bikes, ain't pulling mace out. Just trying to get back home from getting chased out. A week ago, a boy like me don't got a face now. Departments, the projects, the ghettos, all the same shit. Crazy how we hopscotch and double dutch danger. Between ADHD and all the pills that you gave us, how we supposed to process this anger?
The rain couldn't understand.
Ooh. Ooh. It's like this everywhere. This is not just like some random problem. This is the system you set up, the environment that is going to keep perpetuating this. And when the emotions are being expressed that convey rightfully upset towards this system and environment that we're in, you're handing pills. Like, how are we supposed to process our anger when we're just medicating it? We're just band-aiding the issue and not actually addressing the systemic issues that are created with the establishments that we have set up. Ooh, that's, yeah.
The rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand shit. The sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand. The wind tried whispering the warning. The land shaking plus the rhythm is enormous. All the forces like a portal to a vortex connected to the stars, just projecting where we part at. Pull up where you park at. Aim a little dark. Where your bark at?
My ghetto's not your culture. Niggas really die here. So hard to say goodbye. Is the only lullaby here. Kilos turning boys to men. Gotta pick a side here. Some with Jesus Shuttlesworth. Some of us were Nasir's as time goes by. It's an eye for an eye here. My niggas mob deep. The fittest gon' survive here. We New Jersey drive here. Chop shop ride here. This jack in the box shouldn't come as no surprise here. You niggas rent to own street cred. Gets denied here. Section 8 living, we treat it like a timeshare. Mother, auntie, cousin couldn't tell you who reside there, but never seen a father that was government devised here. Conquer and divide here, crash and collide here. When kings can't raise a young prince, the doves cry here. Candy lady right there, zombie land right there. Them apartments be the perfect backdrop for any nightmare.
Okay, wait, hold on. Section 8 living, we treat it like a timeshare. Mother, auntie, cousin couldn't tell you who reside there, but never seen a father that was government devised here. First, I took that, when I saw the never seen a father, I Pusha and Malice talking about how big of a role their dad played in them growing up and how he kind of acted like a dad to their friends too, their friends who didn't have a dad, and how that meant so much to them. So at first I was thinking they were commenting more on like fathers who are not there for their kids, and that still may be what it is, but the fact that it says that was government devised here. So like I could take that in a couple different ways because of how imbalanced things are when we're talking about incarceration rates, the government like taking away fathers essentially. But also the fact that that brought up Section 8, wasn't there like, oh, it's been a long time. I'm trying to think back to some of my classes. Wasn't there, I can't remember if it was an actual rule that got overturned later or if it was just something that was proposed. Because it goes on and says the conquer and divide here, crash and collide here. So I don't know if that's talking about like, basically you had like a mom and a dad both working, that they might be ineligible for Section 8, but they still wouldn't have enough money to survive, which is so applicable. People like do not have a good understanding and a grasp of like Medicaid and SNAP, and just there's so much misinformation and so much intentional propaganda to paint these stereotypes that are just simply not true. It's really devastating. People don't realize how hard it is to get assistance for things. People think that people just sit at home, they don't work. First of all, a lot of government funded programs are for people who are disabled or children. This is about protecting the most vulnerable. There's a lot of elderly. So for example, a lot of people don't realize how expensive long-term care is. If your grandparent gets sick or heaven forbid has like what my grandmother did when she had Alzheimer's, memory care can be like 10 grand a month. Your regular insurance, you retire, which is Medicare, that does not cover long-term care. I don't know about you, but I don't know a lot of people, much less people who are retired, who have 10 grand a month, and that was for the one person. In a lot of those situations, when you're older like that, you have to apply for long-term care Medicaid. It is not an easy process, and the people who are eligible for it, it is such a low threshold, and it takes so many months. No one ever knows what's going on. I've helped people go through that process. It is so scary to think about your grandparents not having access to what they need. And heaven forbid, it's someone who doesn't even have a family. Point of my story, there's a fundamental misunderstanding, and it has been weaponized to stereotype the people who actually get these social programs. The majority of it is elderly, children. Even if you think that their parents are not doing enough or whatever, are you going to punish an innocent child who had no choice in the matter? They don't get to choose their parents. And then disabled people. And before anybody thinks, the level to get disability, there's this thought that it's, just anybody with anything can get No. Again, it is so much harder. And when you actually start looking into the process, or you've gone through the process, because even if it seems like relatively straightforward online, I promise you, it is not. And for the record, when people say give it back to the states, here's the issue with this. It is because it got taken up to the federal level because states were not handling it, or they mishandled it, or they discriminated. That represents such a large portion of things that are federally regulated. Those are main reasons why things get up to federal. For example, for the Department of Education, federal had to set up the Department of Education because state to state things were so vastly different, and the treatment and what they were willing to spend their tax dollars on was so messed up that was created to help in situations like kids with special needs. I could go on about this. But my point is that when you really start looking into it and you don't just believe whatever you've heard. I grew up in an area where that was always, oh, people are taking advantage of. No, the only people who are taking advantage of that situation, the ones who are truly the welfare getting handouts, it is not the people, it is corporations. Because here's the other shocking fact. You would be shocked at how many people are on SNAP benefits or are on Medicaid for medical coverage and things like that, who do have jobs, but they are paid such a low livable wage that when their bills are taken care of, they do not have the means to survive. People have this idea that it's all people who are just unemployed and all that stuff. I'm not saying that there isn't going to be the occasional person who takes advantage of a situation, but to punish everyone for the few, no. Especially when, if corporations were made to pay fair wages, along with so many other things, like not bailing out corporations, things like that. The amount of people who work at Walmart, okay, in some of these states, they're getting so much with their corporate taxes and their bailouts and all of these things, and paying people such a low livable wage, that then the people who are their employees then are having to go and get on government programs. That company is essentially not paying people. So our tax dollars are going because they won't pay their employees. This kind of stuff is so common. Your fellow person is not your enemy. We have more in common than we do with the top 1%. And especially when it comes to like corporations or certain, nonprofits like churches that operate in a way that tax-wise, no. Anyways, all of that to be said, the Section 8 thing, but also I feel like there was a rule at one point, like I said, I don't know if it was like proposed or if it was actually a part of it and then later taken out. I'd have to look into it, but I feel like there was something about trying to make it just for moms or something, where it was like if the dad was present. And maybe I'm just mixing it up. Maybe it is just about like if two people are working and they have that amount of resources, they probably won't be eligible for benefits, which is very common because the benefits eligibility is way lower than it should be in most cases. Oh, I know where I was going with this earlier was social programs. So for example, let's talk about Medicaid. When they're federally funded, they are entitlement programs, meaning if you meet the eligibility requirements, you're entitled to whatever that government program provides. So if you're eligible for that type of Medicaid, federally funded, then you are entitled to it as long as you meet the eligibility and the continued requirements, which by the way are way stricter than you are led to believe. But the ones that are state funded, and this is why when we hear this stuff about kick it back to the states, the reason why that's not a good idea and it's dangerous, like I said earlier, state funded Medicaid programs, for example, they are not entitled. which means the state allots however much they allot, and you can apply, but you're not guaranteed help. So, for example, when it comes to some Medicaid programs, and this is where it gets really confusing because they don't make it easy to navigate. You know, I'm a pretty educated person. I love to read. So reading through things, especially like legal, is something that I not only can do, but like I enjoy doing. The Medicaid process, I can't explain how difficult it is because even if it seems straightforward, I promise you it's not. They use like the same terminology for different things. It takes so long to actually understand what is actually happening. The state-funded parts, you're not guaranteed that. So like even if you meet the eligibility requirements, they'll have really long wait lists. Sometimes those wait lists are a year. So like let's say you have a grandparent who is eligible for something like adult daycare is what it's called. I know that's not necessarily the best name, but it's a program where they can get someone who is, you know, not in a facility, like someone at home. They can go to a place where other elderly people or disabled people, or they can get out of the house and into the community, and they'll have like activities or things like that. But it also can be helpful so they don't have to have someone present with them at home perhaps, and they just take everyone to a single place. That's like a state-funded thing. And you have to have like medical needs. You have to be financially eligible. You have to be medically eligible. You have to be age. Like there are several things, interviews, full analysis done of all of your finances, your bank accounts, what you own, everything, right? To go down this process. You could be eligible for it for all of those reasons, and you still may not get access to that program for a year because it's not guaranteed, because it's state funded. When it's federally funded, you're entitled to it. So when you hear people say things like, kick it back to the states, that's dangerous because you may live in a state that does not care to put money towards that. And you may think that you don't need these things, but you would be shocked at how many people do. And if you're someone who is not necessarily super involved with like the grandparent aspect, maybe you're younger and that's just not something you've got to, it will break your heart to see how this country treats people who are elderly. And it is terrifying once you learn it to think about your own aging and your parents. I think about it every day because I was there with my grandparents and watched it. My grandparents worked every day of their life. They worked their butts off. Hardest working people, you know, active in the community, would help anybody who needed help, worked so hard, had their own businesses. I mean, this is people who did everything that you're supposed to do. Anyways, I know that was a really long thing, but I just think it's important to talk about these things because you just don't always know. And a lot of times they don't want you to know. And if you have any questions about that, like please ask, because if I can avoid people going through this, or maybe educate people who think that they're voting for something that's going to help, a lot of times it is not what you think it is. Anyway, so that's just what I was thinking about towards the end of that. But I was thinking there might be like something with Section 8 that had to do with like single moms or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head though. But anyways, but then it goes on, you know, when kings can't raise a young prince, the dove cries here, which also makes me think about the birds don't sing, they scream in pain. That connection is interesting. Also, Candyland right there, Zombieland right there. Or Candyland, I said Candyland instead of Candy Lady, which came up in a song a while back. It ended up being, you guys told me, it was like, you know, like an older woman or something, maybe like an auntie or like a grandma type situation where she either gives away or sells snacks and things like that, creating community togetherness, if you will. And that juxtaposed with Zombieland, which I'm assuming is maybe drug related, the apartments be the perfect backdrop for any nightmare. That was so good. That was so good. Okay, we have a music video. The use of lighting there, incredible.
The rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand shit. The sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand. The wind tried whispering the warning. The land shaking plus the rhythm is enormous. All the forces like a portal to a vortex. Connected to the stars, just projecting where we part at. Pull up where you park at. Aim a little dark, look, where your bark at. It'd be a shame if you stayed in them apartments. 12 barely even came to them apartments. Catch a play and then parlay in them apartments. I swear it's like a party.
Sorry.
Apartment.
Ooh, hold on. Sorry, there's like something in my eye. Sorry about that.
And then parlay in them apartments. I swear it's like a party every day in them apartments. You was raised in them apartments, dang. Jump a shot or join a gang in them apartments. My mama say we gotta get away from them apartments. It's graves in them apartments, and they ain't got to end this way, cause we ain't start shit.
I don't give a fuck about no industry beef. Ain't nobody give a fuck when Tay was dead in the street. I don't do the shit you see on the screens. I been tapped in with true things. I peep your rap cap and I unscrew things. I don't give a fuck about them niggas at the top. The biggest nigga on the block still get shot. Pop, you thinking pop, I'm thinking can't talk about that shit from
You gotta chill
you
out.
seen Fox.
Lisa and Al Gaib, I see a tiny line of silver. A way to make a play, although they say it's unfamiliar. It's off the kilter. I say the words without a filter. You gotta have nerve, it'll make you strong if it don't kill you. I'll put a bullet in Bob the fucking builder before they try and kick us out the building. What about the children? When I check a news channel, I get a similar feeling, but still, we gon' make it to heaven, high water or hell, but don't take the highways. 285 behind the damn wheel, it's like a driveway. Giving out like a Gil Christ, and I do it twice. Shot Gil Chris, heard thunder hit with lightning, and still I didn't feel shit. Talk about resilience off of Stone Mountain.
I love the way that's shot when it's him with Push and Malice. That room and how it spins, that's such a cool shot.
I thrown you where I honed into my brilliance. It was after then I took my talents right up to Virginia. Heard they said that she for love, but shit was good or shit was gritty. I could tell you what it was, but let bro tell you what I'm missing. Pay attention.
What's missing in my hood, I identified. Then I brought white to my hood. Shit, I gentrified. We had military arms, we would simplify. Point blank, let me simplify. I've been light post, corner boy, green box sitter, crack nigga. Tryna hustle up and act bigger. 6 deuce buyer, niggas really live the wire. From lookouts, then we meteor to suppliers. Caged in, one way in, one way out. Robocops on mountain bikes, ain't pulling mace out. Just tryna get back home from getting chased out. A week ago, a boy like me don't got a face now. The apartments, the projects, the ghettos, all the same shit. Crazy how we hopscotch and double dutch danger. Between ADHD and all the pills that you gave us, how we supposed to process this anger?
The rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand shit. The sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand. The wind tried whispering the warning. The land shaking plus the rhythm is enormous. All the forces like a portal to a vortex. Connected to the stars, just projecting where we part at. Pull up where you park at. Aim a little dark. Where your bark at?
My ghetto's not your culture. Niggas really die here, so
Oh, the way the light came in, the way the light is coming in on that is beautiful.
Where your bark at?
my ghetto's not your culture. Niggas really die here, so hard to say goodbye. It's the only lullaby here. Kilos turning boys to men.
I didn't comment on that, and I meant to. That lullabies line. Ooh, just saying it, chills. I love Malice.
So hard to say goodbye. It's the only lullaby here. Kilos turning boys to men. Gotta pick a side here. Some with Jesus Shuttlesworth. Some of us were Nasir's as time goes by. It's an eye for an eye here. My niggas mob deep. The fittest gon' survive here. We New Jersey drive here. Chop, shop, ride here. This jack in the box shouldn't come as no surprise here. You niggas rent to own street cred. Gets denied here. Section 8 living. We treat it like a timeshare. Mother, auntie, cousin couldn't tell you who reside there. But never seen a father that was government devised here. Conquer and divide here. Crash and collide here. When kings can't raise a young prince, the doves cry here. Candy lady right there. Zombie land right there. Them apartments be the perfect backdrop for any nightmare.
I do love the outro. Ooh, and then they bring that color back in. Ooh, that was so good. Overall, I really enjoyed that. I think those were great choices. One, because I can definitely see some storytelling elements, which I really enjoyed. That was one of my favorite things about Kendrick. Second, I loved that we got such a good kind of background info with the first track that really helped set things up. And then, learning more, then kind of seeing this kind of back and forth emotions, confusing. I don't know. I liked that in the second song because that did give me I like the self-awareness in a lot of the art that we've explored, especially with like Kendrick and clips. And there's just a lot of self-awareness. And I'm seeing a little bit of that here too. And I really enjoy that. I also think it's cool how he, the rhyme schemes are never going to be my strong suit. I have so much respect and I wish I was capable of that. It's just not how my brain is wired. The dyslexia makes that hard, but just from the little parts that I did pick up on, seems really cool with all of his wordplay. And I love that the third track, I didn't even know going into it that we were going to get a clips feature, which was really fun. I love them. It'll be fun to explore more of his music in the future for sure. Also, just shout out to Patreon for really giving me great intro tracks. We've only done a couple of those intro videos so far. What? Is this the second or third? I don't even remember, but great tracks picked. So thank you so much for that. You guys are just always on top of it. And we got Cole feature. That was cool too. But anyways, I am sure I missed a lot, especially with what I saw lyric wise. I'm very sure I'm getting Kendrick flashbacks of being like, I know I'm probably missing so much or not understanding a lot of the references. So as always, please guys, let me know like what did I get right, what did I get wrong, what did I miss, any lore you want to inform me of. Obviously try to keep it where it's not too much like spoilery because I do hope to explore more of his music in the future. So just bear that in mind, but let me know as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.